the rest. Tonight is young and we not drunk enough.
I've got 30 minutes if you wanna spill your mind. Give me all your reasons to why I should take my time. Used to have forever, but you never cared that much.
It's your girl Kristyn Alexis and welcome to my cooking show. Does that sound good, Aries?
Yeah, that sounds solid.
Alright you guys, so in today's video we're going to be making fried lasagna. I've never made it, however I've seen it done a number of times and we're going to do it my way. I love lasagna, it's one of my favorite things to eat. I'm a big pasta girl, so this is definitely right up my alley. I also just have to say, you guys, I used to do cooking content all the time and I'm so excited that we are back. I don't know if we'll have a set schedule or what day or whatnot, so just make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss my cooking videos as well as my vlogs and everything else that a girl does, because y'all know I'll be doing all kind of stuff over here on my channel. But before we get into making it, let me break down the ingredients you're going to need to get started, and then we're gonna make us some fried lasagna. All right, so in terms of ingredients, we're gonna start from the fresh produce. You definitely need some tomatoes, so we have our fresh Romana tomatoes. You're gonna need your marinara pasta sauce, so we have some of that. This is from Kroger, just some good old faithful. But we're gonna doctor it up, okay? We're gonna doctor this up the way your girl does it so it tastes extra delicious. You won't even know it's Kroger brand. Then you also are going to need some Italian panko. We're going to use Italian panko for our breadcrumbs, but you know, basically you just need Italian crumbs. We're going to want to get some ground beef, okay? You got to get you some ground beef. Some people make this without ground beef, but I want some meat in mine. I don't know about y'all, but a girl like me, I like a little bit of meat. We're going to be using some ricotta cheese. We have the big one, so we got the big 1 pound of ricotta. This is 14 ounces. You can get this in your milk section, wherever you get the milk at in your local grocery store. I don't think I mentioned eggs, so you're gonna need a couple of eggs so that you can fry this, because you gotta have something for it to stick to your noodles. And you're also gonna need some lasagna as well. And you guys, you need a little bit of wine too. You can't eat pasta without some wine. We have a little bit of sweet red. This is my Oliver sweet red. I love Oliver. They sell it at Kroger and it's very affordable. This is a very affordable wine that tastes super delicious. All right, Aries, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's get the ground beef going on the stove, and then I think we can boil our noodles and basically have everything happening at the same time. Okay, so we need some water to boil. You might help me get some water. Okay, so we need some boiled water, okay? So you gonna help me with that? You can fill it up maybe like almost a little bit more than halfway full, like almost 3/4, but not quite. Okay. And then I need a pan to do my ground beef. In terms of seasoning my meat, I'm going to be using some of the minced garlic. I just buy this at Kroger in the fresh produce aisle. They have like basically an area in the back of that aisle where you can get like homemade dressings, things like this. So I get my garlic from there. I also am going to be using some Lawrys, okay, some good old-fashioned Lawrys seasoning salts. This is Old Faithful. We also are going to be using a little bit of black pepper as well to season our meat too. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get everything on the oven so we can start actually cooking this meal. I'll be talking way too much, Aries.
It's fine.
Okay, can you help me grab a skillet to cook the meat on? I got this pan at, I think it was at Kroger. This is called a Bialetti, B-I-A-L-E-T-T-I. I love it though. So you guys, it's so funny. When I first became an adult and had to start cooking, I honestly hated it. I hated cooking. I've just in my life started to really enjoy cooking and making different new meals, mainly because I love to eat. It's like, if you love to eat, you better know how to cook, right? So it's been fun trying new things, and I definitely encourage you, if you're someone who hasn't really gotten into trying new recipes, trying new meals, give it a shot. Like, you'd be surprised at things that are actually pretty easy to do and you just never knew because you never gave it a shot. You never Googled the recipe or watched a video like this. Okay, you guys, so it's time to put some seasonings on our ground beef. So we have our granulated garlic. We're gonna start there and sprinkle a little bit of that on the meat. Then when we're done putting some on, we are then going to get into our Lawrys and put that all over the ground beef as well. Season this to your taste. I like to do it on one side and then I just stir it up so that I have enough for both sides. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of the garlic, because I love garlic, on the side and just get it to get fragrant, if that makes sense. So we're gonna cook it just a little bit before we mix it all the way in with our ground beef, and then we're going to go over the top of all of that with some black pepper.
Yeah, I typically don't like watermelon, but that was good. For me, it's the blueberry though.
They're talking about the Simply Lemonade, the Spike Simply Lemonade. Yeah, they are pretty good though. I tried one last night. It was my first time. And to me, it definitely...
It's the best canned alcohol.
I was just gonna say, it's the best canned alcohol. Like, it's not amazing, but it definitely is a good, decent, you know.
If you need a canned alcohol, something to do on the go.
Right. That's gonna get you right. It's gonna do exactly what it needs to do. Right. So, all right, so we're gonna open up the bottle of Oliver. We're doing the sweet red this evening. I love it. I can't say enough about it. And again, I already mentioned it's affordable.
My best day was last year, and it was Moderna. Some of you might remember this. When I hit my 1 million on web, I was able to hit my first million on that trade in one day.
So next we are going to mince our onions and get them all chopped up nice and small so that the kids don't know they're even in your ground beef. And when you get all the way done, you're going to add that to your beef. And then when you're done adding that to the beef, you're going to also cut up your tomatoes. You can do this at the same time if you want, but I just happen to do the onions first and then chopped up the tomatoes so that I can add them as well to the ground beef. If you are not a big tomato person, you don't have to add it, but once you cook them down, you can't even taste that they're in there. So we have browned our ground beef. We added onion, we added a little bit of tomato. I did end up adding the spinach. I actually talked myself out of doing that for this evening's meal. But now we're gonna go ahead and get our lasagna ready to be fried. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so now for the fun part, grab a couple eggs, blend them together. You will then have that ready for the end of this part. So then we're gonna take our ricotta cheese, put it in the middle of 2 lasagna noodles. Then you will basically make a cross, okay? It's so easy. I promise this looks a little complicated, but it's not. Put your ground beef inside, put your ricotta inside, put your mozzarella inside and your Parmesan, okay? But I'm gonna show you again so you can see that in a second. I did the first one without the tomato sauce, and then the rest of them will have tomato sauce. But you gotta make sure you put a lot of Italian seasoning inside of it. It makes it so tasty. It's the way that I doctor my lasagna, so when you make your sauce or you are doing your ground beef, put a little bit of that in there. I promise it is delicious. So then, like I said, you put your mozzarella, your ricotta cheese, and your Parmesan cheese inside, and you make a little concoction. You put your noodle, and I just folded the noodle up, and then I took a toothpick, stuck it down the middle, and we actually fried them with the toothpick inside. This kind of held everything together, and when you get done frying, just take the toothpick out, okay? It holds it all the way together. It makes it so easy so that you're not struggling to keep this thing together when you fry it. Now, once you have dipped in your egg and in the crumbles, you then are going to get your skillet ready, and you can chop off the ends. I actually cut the ends just a little bit so it wasn't too long when I was trying to fold it up. It just made them easier to do it like this, but you don't have to do it. I probably did it on like most of them. So once you get a couple ready, you're ready to go ahead and start frying. You can then head over to your stove, and you're just gonna wanna make sure that your grease is hot so that when you put them inside the skillet, they are going to start cooking. And I promise you guys, this stuff smells so good. It was so delicious. I basically cooked these probably like 3 to 5 minutes on each side, maybe not even that long, but you're gonna cook until they turn brown. And then once they're brown, you can serve. They were so delicious. They didn't end up getting like super brown. I didn't want to burn them, but they were so delicious. Everybody loved them, even the picky child that I have. I have one of the twins who is so picky. He doesn't eat anything, y'all. He will not eat spaghetti, none of that, but he totally things up. So if you have any picky kids, definitely try this out on them. It's a nice thing to try to switch things up. It obviously is fried, but it was very delicious. Moment of truth.
Go crazy, look fire. Let me get
As you can see, I've recruited some more help. So we have the husband over here helping. He's folding lasagnas to fry on the skillet. And they look better than mine. So babe is doing a good job. But I have to say, overall, the meal is fabulous. You definitely have to try it. I will have instructions in the description box if you guys want to try. I will also try to link the wine if you're interested in the Oliver Sweet Red. It is absolutely delicious. Highly recommend. And I think that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button as well as subscribe if you're a newbie to my channel. And with that, I'll see you next time, and I will also see you in my next Cooking with Me.